Hi guys, so in today's video I want to show you how to take like a little gift bag. I mean, these are a little more than basic, they're dressed up a little bit on their own, but to make them like a gift card holder, something where you can add a little something extra if you want, you know, to go along with your gift card, which I kind of do all the time with whenever I give gift cards to like the kids. I like to give them a little treat or something along with it. Maybe you want to give like a little pair of socks or little gloves or whatever it is. If there's anything that I use today that I can link in the description box, those would be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you were purchase items to those links, so thanks for using those. Full disclosure, I actually found these in my garage and my Christmas stuff from last year because I was going through the Christmas stuff, you know, so I was like, oh, like the whole pack, like I don't even think I'd use them. Yeah, they're totally sealed up and everything. And then these were also in there, so you can do the same thing with like a little treat bag. This one won't have a handle, obviously, but it's the same thing you do when you do like a loaded pocket or like a mini album. A lot of times people make mini albums from bags and stuff like that. But this one, what I really like about it is I want to leave the handle on it. So obviously, I was gonna say obviously I want to use a smaller one. Maybe you want to use a bigger one, but I'm gonna use a smaller bag, and they are cute already. And so what I'm gonna do is leave like the back showing, and most gift bags do have obviously the decoration all over. Everything's very obvious today. I keep saying that. This pocket isn't super deep, but it's probably deep enough to hold a gift card. Now I don't have one with me. I'll bring one out in a little bit, but. A lot of times what we end up doing is cutting this so that you can put more things in, and so maybe you want to cut it anyway. You know, you really don't want your gift card to fall out. If we only glued it here, it might, right? I mean, that's pretty good, but it might. So we're going to take care of that, and then we're just going to cover the rest with like some paper that coordinates, and I'll leave the back alone because it's really cute. So I think it'll be really simple and easy, and maybe so quick that maybe we should decorate it with like a little something else extra. So we'll talk about that. While I was out there, I also found some old punches that were like gingerbread men, and I was like, I could have been using that this whole time and totally forgot. Okay, so your sizing will probably be different. It just depends on your bag. Like this one is 2, 4, 5 3/4 tall by 2, 4.5 wide. So I'm gonna write that down really quick before I forget it. And then we'll cut some papers. Actually, that's kind of not standard, but I probably won't forget those numbers, but that's okay. Let's see, 5 3/4. Oh, I always have a little pad here too, especially after our swaps. I always have like a little pad here. But I took it to do something else with, so let's write on the back of this Anna Griffin thing. I said 5 3/4, roughly, right? It's a little bit taller than that, by 4.5. Okay, I'm gonna put that over here. Oh, and then, I mean, if you want to punch on the edge, that'd be really cute too, wouldn't it? But see, that's kind of hanging down there. I'm trying to think, do I want to punch on the edge? Maybe on this one. I don't know. We'll see. Or maybe we can extend it a little bit just to completely cover that. I don't know. We'll see what we end up doing. Okay, so like I said, a couple things. If you want to just cut a slit in here, what I would do is take like a craft pen, a craft knife, and just cut in here so then that slit is open, so when you glue it together it still is deeper. Or you can use this as your pocket and cut this. Now if we cut this, which is probably what we're going to do, you're going to need to do some gluing. So let's talk about that here. It does have a nice rounded edge, so I mean really it kind of makes more sense to slit in there, which is what I kind of prefer to do, not to, yeah, to be honest, just because it leaves a nice thick edge. So I guess that's what we're gonna do. But if you didn't want to, what you're gonna do is cut this just very off the edge. But when you open that up, obviously inside the bag, there's going to be all kinds of this stuff, like this, the pieces that are left over from the bottom gusset here, or not gusset, but the bottom. So just put glue in those areas so that they stick together to one side, either front or to the back of this opening. I think it's going to be better if I just cut this open down here. So, video you guys haven't seen yet. Little ruffles and things. Oh, wouldn't that be cute to add a little ruffle? There's lots of things you can do to dress this up. Let me grab my craft knife. It's like tucked back in there. I'll be right back. So needless to say, there's just a couple different ways you can prepare this, whatever feels good for you. What I'm going to do is look in here, and I know it's trickier for people to use a craft knife, but I'm going to cut from like almost like literally right to the edge. It depends what kind of paper you're going to slide in here that you want to have accommodation for. So let's poke down in there and just slice that open. It doesn't have to be neat either, so that's what's nice. I'm just trying to get it as open as I can. so that when I bring paper in here, and the paper doesn't actually have to go all the way down there, it'll make it easier for when you're putting your pocket in, or your gift card in and out. Now, we have that opening there, and then this guy here, I can see I need to cut this guy too. And this is basically what you would encounter on the inside, you would just glue it down, so I'm just going to cut that too. Admittedly, this is a little bit different, so just right to the edge. We're going to glue those down anyhow. Right to the same edge. Now you're probably thinking, what is that? It's just this part, basically. You're just trying to cut this open. We're going to glue those sides together anyway, just to make it look nice and neat, so I'm not too worried about it. So it's just something a little bit different, okay? And there it is. And then we're going to slide paper in there. So it's a little trickier, I'm not going to lie. Maybe it's not something you want to do. Maybe you want to do it the other way. Okay, so I'm going to get some matte layers, because that's literally what we need to do next, and then gluing some things. So I'm going to cut down a piece for this top part that we know is like 5 3/4 by 4 1/2. Just to start off and see if it works. 5 and let's see, 5/8. It doesn't have to go all the way down though, actually. So let's say just 5 inches, just so we don't have to mess around too much with what's down in there, by 4 3/8, and see if that works for us. Okay, I'll be right back. I did the 4 3/8 because this is about 4 1/2, but you know what? Maybe it's more like 4 1/4 if you did a little bit more than a quarter, because that didn't work. So I did 4 1/4. That didn't work. So 4 inches. So 5 by 4, and the 4 inches slit right down in there. That does work. Okay. And again, this is a totally different way of doing it, because I know most of the time we just cut the slit off the top there. So however it is that works for you. I'm just going to glue that down. I'm happy with that. So again, right down to the base. And then we're going to cover up the little pocket part. So I'm just sliding it into that area that we made there. So it will be a little bit open down at the bottom, so if this, seals up down there, that's fine. I don't intend on really stuffing this. I'll probably put some like candy canes, or like maybe a chocolate bar, or some Ghirardellis, whatever it is that you want. So I'm going to hold that down for a bit, because I can see that divot. And again some people take off the handles, whatever you want. I just got this paper from my stash and think it matched really well. And then do you want to follow that same border? I know this bag actually has like a green border on the edge, or you want to cover up the whole thing. I think I'll probably just cover up the whole thing. So, stick my hand in there, just to go down. And I'll be back. So that's all in there. And again, that's covering up that pocket so you can slide things in and out nicely. We have that, and then we have this guy. And this, I just took a quick measurement, and it was basically 2 1/2 exactly, but it is kind of funny on this side. It is 4 3/8, so there you go. So I cut a piece 4 3/8 by 2 1/2. Again, if you don't want it that tight, edge to edge, you can take a little layer off that. Either way, the one in the back, if you had cut the slit the way I did or whatever, you have to kind of matte layer it. It's going to have a little bit of a gap, or else you're not going to be able to. You have to open the bag up completely, Should we do this next? Let me see. What I generally do is go ahead and glue these sides down, because you don't want those to open up, and I'm just gluing right there. But for this one, since I slit the very edges, actually, it doesn't really make a difference, but I'm going to glue this whole thing. So I'm going to go right from the top all the way to the bottom like that. Hopefully you can see that. See how generally it just opens like this, which is definitely what you want, but I cut that, right? So if you were just cutting that front pocket and then making that into your pocket, you would glue that to the back, and then you would slide this in between that little cut you made. So I'm going to glue that down just so it's not noticeable. And to be honest, I don't think anybody's going to be peeking in there, but you never know. So I'm going to hold that down until it's set up. And then I'll just easily glue this on right there, okay? I'll be right back. Okay, guys, that feels really nice and tight. Your gift card will go in there really nice and securely, and then of course this guy opens up to put something chunkier or bigger in there. I mean, how cute is that? Came out pretty well. Okay, I'm going to open this up because I think I just need something. I'll add a little sentiment. Of course, you don't have to go this. If you want to make it something quick, that's great. Pop in your gift card, you know, maybe a little gift tag. I'm gonna go through this and see about, ooh, those are, oh, this one, that's so funny. I was gonna actually use some paper that is very much more like this green with dots, and I didn't. So if you can see, it's similar, but it's not exactly the same. I'm just gonna find a little something that I can use, that maybe I can stamp with those same Tim Holtz stamps from yesterday, or whenever it was. I don't think it was yesterday, but previously. Joyful Christmas, oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm gonna go through and see what I have, but I'll be right back. I'm gonna use this larger tag one that I got in the swap there, and again, because it's already cut out, I want to make sure that I get it stamped right. And I haven't tried this Merry Christmas, this big guy, so let's see. Oh, look, Season's Greetings, so cute. The font is amazing on that one, but it's a little more old-timey, where this one's a little more contemporary with the stars that I used and stuff, so we'll just use this guy. And again, I always stamp with black, and I was thinking maybe I should change it up, but no, I'll still stamp in black. So that's what we're gonna do. And I'm just gonna use Memento ink so it sets up faster than my VersaFine. I love VersaFine for words. Oh, and you know what? I've shown you guys in the past, if you go like this, if you streak it, you'll get like lines. Oh no. Ooh, that was bad. So they might come through. It looks really cool. It just gives like a little bit of a texture. A little bit on this one because I kind of modeled it before, but I don't know if you can see, it's kind of stripy a little bit from left to right, or right to left, like this. Okay, so I'm gonna use that. And where is my, oh, that's cute. I was gonna use some red twine just to dress this up. But I saw some blue twine here, but I don't know. We should go with red, huh? Okay. Which I had here. I'll be right back. Ask and ye shall receive. I was like, I know I have them here. More than I needed. Plenty, plenty. I'm just gonna cut that off there. And maybe we can just make a bow and stick it on. I'm just gonna make it look like it's usable. And of course you can even leave space to do to and from right here, so you can just have it on there. But let me just put a little bow. That's a good sized bow. I wish, let me straighten it out just a little bit. There we go. That's cute. Okay, just a little bit longer on the other one. And so at this point we're just dressing things up. I kind of like the way it looked this way, and I guess if I thought about it I would have put the sentiment more that way, so I guess we're gonna go this way with it. Oh, that is so cute. Okay, and I'm just gonna stick it down. And I had mentioned, I know there was mention of making a rosette, so I will do that too. I suppose, honestly, I would go diving into my loaded pockets and just get a little bow or a little rosette and stick it on here, but not everybody joined that, and you know, may want to see how to make a little rosette. So we're just going to make a basic rosette that doesn't require anything more than a scoring board. And I'm just going to make a quick little guy. So I'm going to fire up my hot glue gun because I'm sure by the time we make it, we'll be ready. You can make tons at a time and it'd be really fun. I'll be right back. Funny, I was just looking for that same paper pack and I kept these little scraps. Oh my goodness, it's too early in the morning. My voice is totally like shot for some reason. So we can make a little rosette. Like, see, this is like one, we need to know how big it is. Like 1 1/4 by 5. I was gonna say if we cut that in half, that would make a really tiny rosette. So maybe we should just go ahead and cut these down. It would be a really small rosette. I'm gonna go ahead and cut these down to, what a bummer, because I could totally make another one. 3/4 inches. Sure. So normally what I would do is have a 12-inch strip of paper that is 3/4 inches wide, and or 1.5 inches wide, excuse me. So 12 inches long, 1.5 inches wide. I do all the score lines and then I would cut it at 3/4. But I have these little scraps, so it's gonna be a little more difficult, but why not? So let's go ahead and take these guys. I'm gonna cut them at 3/4, and supposedly I'm cutting at the same time, so we'll see if they end up being the same size. I have a feeling we're gonna get some wonkiness here. It's basically right at the edge of the metal. So, and also I could have taken the time already to score them just when they were a little bit bigger. A little bit wider, but that's okay. All right, so I have these little scraps, and if you're really good, you can, you know, I could have scored everything and then made some really tiny rosettes. But generally, if you're not using scraps, you want a 12-inch strip that's a 1.5 or 2 inches, depending if you want to make 1-inch strips, you know. And then that way when you score it all at once, you're not, you know, having to score it many times. Okay, so I'm going to score this every 1/4 inch, and that's what you do, guys. So every 1/4 inch, and these pieces are only 5 inches long because, like I said, they're scrap pieces. So every 1/4 inch all the way down. And most of the time I usually start over here and go that way, but this piece is so tiny, it just was easier for me to handle it this way. And I have this weird little piece that might help us, so we'll leave that there for now, that last little like 1/8 of an inch. I'm gonna do the same thing for this one. Score, 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 and I'll be right back. Now what's funny is that we can glue this together right now with that little tab and not caring, you know, where we go up, down, up, down. Just get rid of that little tab to actually use it, to incorporate it. So we can do that, just making sure that's down. Okay. Up, down, up, down. And generally you want to keep this nice and neat, but I think just for something quick, not the biggest deal. So I'm just going to keep coordinating up and down across this. And I don't know if you noticed, the paper pad I chose really echoes the colors and what's going on with the pattern of the bag. Of course you can use plain colored papers if you want. Now I didn't take the time to like really bone fold it or anything like that. I'm just going to give it a squish. And I would love for this to glue together like this, but I don't know what it's going to look like at the end. So either way, I'm going to start going back like this on this one. And then we'll see what we can do with that last tab. Maybe it'll help us. Maybe we have to cut it off, or maybe it won't. So we'll see. Okay, I'm going to accordion and I'll be right back. Last piece, that last little bit of tab, like I said, it's going to be different for you. I just have a 5-inch scrap, and that's, I guess it was 5 1/8 of an inch scrap, right? So let's just do that. We're going to glue those guys together. And I'm using wet glue, not hot glue, because it'll be easier to manipulate, even though my hot glue gun is on. And I'm just going to stick those guys together there. And basically what you usually do is you make like a loop. So let's just give that a nice, really nice junction there. Okay. I usually let that set up, but I want to see, oh my gosh, that worked out perfectly. Hey, you know what? Maybe that's something you want to think, keep in mind, right, for like the next time. I do like when they link up like this better, to be honest, than this kind of junction where it's up at the top, but that's okay. It's barely noticeable. But check that out. And then whatever it is, it's going to be the part that's showing, like where you're gathering it, is the center. If you have, like, see how this is hand cut and it's a little bit longer there, I would put that towards what's going to be the center. Now, I don't know. You know what? That's funny, because the way this pattern worked, I thought it would be better to have that pattern on the outside. But you know what? I think it looks prettier, pointy, right? Like this. Awesome. So then that means this leftover piece should be over here. Not leftover, but you know what I mean, the part where it's kind of poking out a little bit in an awkward way. I'm going to give it a little zhuzh because I didn't put enough glue on the thing. So I'm splitting the difference so that this is up here and it's jagged down here. I'm going to hold on to that and I'll be right back. Okay guys, sorry, I was just looking for this guy. Hopefully this can cut into this paper because this is some thick glitter, and you know, sometimes these guys act a little funny. I have a ton of circles from a project I did earlier with Miranda, but this is actually from something I did recently. What was it? It was probably a swap or something, but from the Cricut, they had to cut out a circle in the center or something. I'm trying to still think. Oh, you know what it was? It was the lint truffle candy holder thing I did, and those little pieces came out, so that will help me today. And all we're going to do is flip this like this. I usually try to train it a little bit to have it ready, and so we want to place it on something. So I'm going to hold that in my hand like this, and we're going to get this guy going. And we're going to double up on this, so you know, you want to place it here, that's fine. I'm not even really paying attention to where the actual center of the circle is. But that looks pretty cute. Oh my gosh, you guys, what a cool paper for that. It just worked out. And I look at it, every 1/4 inch, it's like right on one of the pokies. I didn't even plan for that. Okay. So, do I have anything heavy enough to hold that for now? Maybe this bottle of glue. And sit on top, hold that down for us. Okay. And this guy, I'm just going to open this up. I don't really need to know where the paper is, but you leave that blue piece there. I guess I could theoretically need to know where it is, but that's fine. I'm gonna give that a good squish. Oh my gosh, I like butter. I honestly didn't think, I thought I was going to struggle. Okay, so that's going to be my little background piece, and why not? So since this tutorial would have been really short otherwise, hopefully you guys enjoy seeing a little this guy made. And I'm going to go see if I can find that little gingerbread punch that I was talking about. He might be kind of big though, actually, but I'll be right back. So I'm going to leave that and that, and I'll be right back. Guys, as I suspected, they're too big, but how cute are these? I had no idea I had these in my stash. Honestly, I don't remember buying them. Like, they must be, I mean, at least, I don't know how old, 7, 8 years probably. Brought them here from Georgia, at least, if I didn't go to Georgia and then go to Poway, and then, I don't know. So, actually, I found these little guys from Spellbinders. I had created a few of them. How cute is that? So, it's just a little Spellbinders die and a little something cute, and I put some dimensionals, so there's that. And you guys, how cute would this be? I always like it to be sideways. Put this on a paper straw, maybe put some little fibers hanging down, and then you can really decorate it that way. In my, what I wanted to do is just something cute and quick, and actually if we put it right there, we can even cover up that little bit. That little black piece is sticking out if that bothers you. But I think I'll just put it here, gift card in there, this little cutie here, and then whatever you want inside. Or put it on, put a twine, like, little tie. You can either fold it over, like, well, I'm just gonna pretend if I had some like this, I would have glued it in, like maybe underneath the base or in the back actually, and so it's sticking out like this, so you can tie it on, and then the person can still use it for something else if they want, or just decorate your bag. I mean, there's just lots of ways. Honestly, on a little stick would have been really, really cute, because you just stick the lollipop stick, or the lollipop stick, the straw into this pocket, or coming out of the inside there. But just as, everything you're doing is adding a little something, and just being super cute. The back is still adorable, and we have plenty of room. So I went and grabbed this little gift card Miranda keeps holding on to. So this one has obviously a little McDonald's gift card, but whatever gift card you put in there, and it fits in there really nicely. Nothing's obstructing it. Nice and tight, being held on to. And then maybe over here we put some treats. Let me go grab something. I'll be back. I haven't bought candy canes this year. I bought those big, huge ones that they sell, like Jelly Belly type. Oh, they're so good. They're not that much bigger, but they're pretty much bigger, which actually this whole bag can fit that, no problem. Now I'm leaving it open like this. If you want to glue it shut, I don't see why you'd want to, but candy canes will fit in there. Anything that sticks out I think is cuter. I grabbed these Ghirardelli squares, the gingerbread cookie ones. Oh my gosh, you guys. Yummy, yummy. I mean, these guys will fit in here if you just want to keep it nice and flat. You can definitely just put a bunch of these guys in there. Whatever it is, you can put tissue paper still, right? So you might think, well, why don't you just put the stuff in with the gift card? I think it's cuter this way. That's all. That's the only thing. It's just, you're decorating it, makes it something different. I think a little sweeter, a little cuter. But anyway, all right. So you have plenty of room to put something chunkier in there. Maybe a whole Santa Claus, milk chocolate Santa Claus would be really nice. That's what I'm thinking about. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Something quick to dress up something, a little gift that makes it a little bit more special. And if you're in a crunch where literally, this is all the stuff I've had in my stash, so I'm sure you can create something really nice. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you at the next one. Bye now.